Congratulations, Hannah and Spencer. I remember the first time I met Hannah, and I was the last one in the family, and so everyone told me she was really great. And I don't know if any of you are the youngest, but like your opinion doesn't really matter on things like that. So I was just like, okay. And I remember I was the last one to meet her, and she walked in the door, and like I was like, hi, I'm like nice to meet you, and she was so sweet, and like her voice just I felt like I was crazy. So I was like, yeah. But yeah, Hannah's very soft-spoken, but very confident in what she believes, and yeah. But anyways, something I admire so much after meeting Spencer, or seeing Spencer and Hannah together was just the way that they don't place their confidence in what they bring to the relationship, but more the Holy Spirit that's in each other, and yeah, just everything that they do and the way they approach everything together is just really glorifying to God, and I'm looking forward to many more years of just seeing His image through you too. Yeah.
Thank you, Karen.
Hannah and I met our first week at Wheaton College about 6.5 years ago, and I just walked out of the girls' bathroom, and this fellow Hawaiian girl stopped, and she's like, "Are you from Hawaii?" And that was the beginning of our lifelong friendship. So Spencer, as Hannah's former roommate, I have a few tips for you. Tip number 1, stop Hannah's paranoid thinking as soon as possible. As you know, Hannah will over-dramatize almost everything, and if left to her overactive imagination, things will become worse than you ever thought possible. For example, one time in college, Hanna thought she was being followed by this unknown human on campus, and so no one was there to calm her fears, so she did what any normal human being would do. She took a kitchen knife and put it under her pillow and slept with it there for several nights. Okay, tip number 2. She is going to try to communicate with you in code when you're both in public. She's going to come up with a code for Spencer, we need to go now, or Spencer, you need to change the subject. Don't worry about remembering any of the codes, because she won't remember them either in the heat of the moment. Remember this, awkward, flustered giggling. So that's her universal default code. Be cool, go with the flow, and cover for her. Tip number 3, she likes structure, order, and a solid plan. One year during exam week, we had planned to study together, that is, until I saw that she had every minute of our day scheduled, right down to our potty breaks. Needless to say, I did not study with her that day, or any other day of our college career. Spencer, you're perfect for Hannah because you encourage her to step outside of her regimented plans and live life more fully. Don't stop pushing her to live life on the edge. She secretly loves it, but at the same time, she loves when you take over planning from time to time. However, there was a time I know of when Hannah was willing to stray from the regimented plans and rulebook all on her own. I remember her first mention of this really cute staff member at his mansion ministry, and it was a very strict ministry place where guys and girls were not allowed to hang out together one-on-one, and so Spencer would strategically plan his runs the same time Hannah would. And I knew Hannah really liked this guy because she was willing to be a rebel and run with him all on her own. But Hannah did have a conscience. She felt much more comfortable when she and Spencer planned activities together with a deaf lady so they could have alone time together. Spencer, congratulations on marrying one of the sweetest and loveliest people I know. She has the most beautiful and genuine heart, and she's the best friend you'll ever have. I don't know where I would be without her friendship. She will love you and come alongside you in your highs and your lows. She will selflessly do everything within her power to encourage you to be the best that God has created you to be. During what I call my bratty season of life, which unfortunately happened in my early 20s and not my toddler years, Hannah completely invested her efforts into helping me see the love of God once again. Hannah's deep love for God and others. Okay, sorry. inspires her. Hannah's deep love for God and others inspires those around her to experience God's love and to love more fully and selflessly. As the big day approached, I asked Hannah if she was freaking out yet, and I've never seen Hanna so calm and confident about the unknown. I know that it's a huge testament to the steady love and encouragement that you bring to her life, Spencer. I wish every guy in the world knew Spencer, because then they would know how you're supposed to treat a lady like a princess. Spencer, your love for Hanna reflects our Heavenly Father's love. Thank you for treating Hanna with selfless love, respect, and humility. And thank you for being everything she has ever dreamed of. Spencer and Hanna Hill, know that I'm one of your biggest fans. You both are my heart and prayers always. I love you both, and congratulations.
I'm Hanna's younger sister and the maid of honor for this wedding. Before I go any further, I would like to thank everyone for being here today to celebrate this special occasion in the lives of Hanna and Spencer. Your presence here indicates that you have contributed in a significant way to this couple's lives, and for that, I thank you. I also want to thank Sam for being the crazy MC for this wedding. Can I have a round of applause for him? I also want to thank Hanna and Spencer for allowing me to be here to talk to you all. My hope is that I can provide some insight as to what I have observed in their relationship and perhaps what that might mean to all of us here today. The first time Hanna mentioned to me that she was dating Spencer was in a car. We had just finished getting snack-sized Oreo McFlurries from a McDonald's drive-thru. Everything about that occasion was so nonchalant, the atmosphere, her tone of voice, even the music playing in the car. Yet there was nothing nonchalant about the relationship she described to me. After 4 days of dating, she was in a long-distance committed relationship, an almost unfathomable task for most people. Of course, my reaction to this revelation was expected. I asked the most important question of the moment. So, does Dad know yet? Looking back on it though, I'm actually very surprised I didn't ask more about Spencer, but I suppose I didn't need to. The fact that both Hanna and he chose to be in a relationship under such difficult circumstances revealed to me a lot about his characters, and maybe in some ways even hinted where the relationship would lead to. When I first met Spencer a year and a half later, my initial impressions of him were confirmed. Spencer, you're integral, sturdy, a caring and kind man, and you have the best possible mix of goofiness and seriousness that I have ever encountered. I can say in all confidence that you are the man that Hanna needs in her life. You and Hanna as newlyweds are an inspiration to those of us who marriage has not yet come to, as your story shows what love and hard work can accomplish. As for those of us who have been married for a while, I hope that this union of Hanna and Spencer is a reminder of what a wonderful thing that marriage is, and influences the way you see your relationship with your spouse. Thank you, Hanna and Spencer, for being this inspiration to all of us now and for many years to come. I wish you the best of luck to both of you in your journey as a married couple. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Annie. Now we'll hear from the groom side. Rich, come on up. Let's give Rich a round of applause.
Hi, Neil.
So, Les told me not to give like a really good speech. So I'm gonna give like a 40-minute message. No, I'm just kidding.
Yes.
Wow. First of all, I just want to say thank you guys for having me here. Like I just looked back when I first met you both. Like Hanna and I would talk about like Savvy House and stuff, and we would talk about just how how there's so many like kids in need, and how it's awesome that we can just help them and stuff. And because you're aware of Savvy House in Colorado Springs, and that's where you live. After I met you, I told Spencer like, dude, like she's awesome. And before that, Spencer and I just met through young adults there at the Res in Colorado. And I would always tell Spence, like, dude, like when we would sit down with the other guys, just talking about Jesus and God and faith and stuff like that, he would actually challenge the other guys, like in a practical sense, on how to carry out their faith. And I'm like, dude, how'd you do that? Like, it's crazy how just a friendship can, like, he can see like my blind spots that I wasn't able to see. And dude, like, you carried that for me so many times. Like, both you and I know that we struggled together. And I'm glad that I wasn't there by myself. But, dude, like, thank you so much for just being who you are and just being relentless in your love and just being organic in the man that you are today. Without it, dude, it meant a lot, especially in Australia. And times that I would ask myself, like, is this like worth it? I would think of you, because I knew your testimony before that, and you've come a long way. And I look at you now, and you're marrying a beautiful wife, and dude, like, I'm just so thankful for you, Spencer. So, yeah, gosh, I'm so happy to be here. Just want to say that Hawaii, me and Ian were just talking about it, like, dude, we're in Hawaii. So, yeah, thank you guys so much for having me and all these amazing people. So, God bless you guys.
You got 40 minutes left.
All
right, next time, Ian, come up.
During our time together at his Mansion Ministries in Deering, New Hampshire. If it weren't for the nudging hand of our friends and mentors, probably never would have made the awkward confession of friendship that led to our unspoken and unquestioned bond from that day forward. The ease of that friendship that began then has made it easy to say to this day that Spencer is my best friend. I still remember the moment I realized that Hanna would be good for Spencer. Spencer had just confided in me that he had pretty much confessed his love to Hanna earlier that day. I knew he had been interested for a while, and Hanna seemed a respectable young woman, but I had no idea that this next step was coming. What happened? How'd you tell her? I asked. Well, I told her while we were out on a run. Oh, so you were just jogging and came up? No, he said we stopped at the old town hall for a break, and I told her then. I was like, okay. Wait, did you have your shirt on? No, but not a big deal, and to Hannah's credit, she didn't say much back. She said something like, I'll have to think about it, and that impressed me. You know, when confronted with the advances of my shirtless friend, you know, she kept a level head. Not a rash and thoughtless girl. That was when I started to realize Hanna was good news. Not long after that, Spencer and I were rummaging through our armoires for snacks, and Spencer informed me that he had received a letter from Hanna's friend. Now, I never read the letter, but my understanding is that it was basically a letter to let Spencer know what he was getting into, and to make sure this new guy wasn't just playing games. Wow. Yeah, that impressed me too. These girls were the real deal. Sure enough, Spencer's hand was steady. He discerned God's will for the situation, prayed and talked about it to all the right people, and now here we are today. One of my fondest memories with Spencer is one time in the mentor lounge at his mansion. Spencer expressed that he was struggling to discern God's will with regards to the Hanna situation. And we started praying together, and what came out of my lips was an earnest prayer that these two would be joined together. By God, that their relationship would flourish under His blessing. We were both a little surprised at the moment, and I believe today represents God's honoring that request. I've noticed that it is in these moments of conflict in which Spencer turns to the will of God and that he reveals himself clearly. It's been so clear that God has wanted these two from the beginning. For me, the discernment both Hanna and Spencer have shown is a defining characteristic of your relationship. Definitely something I admire. Particularly in tough decisions, they always seek God's will above their own. There are doubts, there are mess-ups, and I know with confidence that things can get pretty messy. But consistently, I've seen you humble your hearts, turn to God. You both considered the advice of loved ones, discerning His will and humbling your hearts to accept it. Thank you for being examples of what it means to respond to faith, respond in faith to life's crossroads. You are young, but I already know your relationship will be blessed and admired by many. Spencer, I love you, and I'm so proud of how you have carried along in the faith. I'm proud to call you my friend. Hanna, thanks for marrying my best friend. I couldn't imagine someone better for him. I know you'll be so very happy together. Keep listening to him, and he'll continue to bless your paths.
Thank you, Groomsman, and also Hannah's brother, which gives me the unique and highly coveted opportunity of being able to talk about both of them. Yes. So just Hanna, I just want to say that Hanna is one popular girl. I know this because every winter break she would come home from college and we would go to church as is our usual thing, and I would be talking to a church member and Hanna would come up. And basically what would happen is that the church member would just like turn to Hanna and just cut me off. And I was like, I wasn't even there. And Jesus taught us to turn the other cheek. They turned their entire back. So I guess that's a good, I don't know. But so when I went away to college this past fall, I thought, you know what? When I return home, I'm gonna be just like Hanna. I'm gonna be popular. And all those high schoolers, nobody's gonna pay any attention to them. So I came back a couple weeks ago, and to my dismay, Hanna had one-upped me one more time. That's right. She'd gotten married. Hanna, can you believe it? Yeah. Hanna's so selfish. Just kidding. Spencer, on the other hand, he is one generous guy. He gives me a lot of free things. Like he gives me a lot of clothes. He gives me all his t-shirts and all his winter clothes so I could survive on the mainland. I have a memory of him that I would like to share because I know many of you know his generosity, but this memory actually happened over Thanksgiving. We were all in Colorado for break, and we had gone to the movie theater and to go see The Good Dinosaur. And as we were walking in the movie theater, they were having a promotion for Kung Fu Panda 3. I know, Kung Fu Panda. And they were promoting it by giving away free fortune cookies. So Spencer and I went up to the guy and was like, how many fortune cookies can we get? And the guy was like, as many as you want. So we met eyes and we're like, oh man, yes. So, Spencer was like, yeah, dude. And he immediately began grabbing like handfuls of fortune cookies and stuffing it into Spencer's winter hat. And the guy just like stared at us. I don't know if we gained his respect for our gutsy move or his irritation because we were emptying his fortune cookie container. So we then went to the movies. We ate the fortune cookies. They tasted like cardboard. But Spencer also got his sour watermelons. Remember? He always gets those. And we had a really good time. And I just wanted to say this memory. It's not that special. It's just like it's just us enjoying kids' movie and eating fortune cookies. It's not like your proposal. It's not anything, which was great, by the way. But it's not, and it's just like an ordinary day event, and I wanted to highlight that because, you know, you're only going to be proposing to Hanna or to anybody, like, to Hanna. You're only going to be proposing to Hanna, or you're only going to be proposing once. How about that? You're only going to be proposing once. But what is going to happen in the future is that, you know, we're going to meet for the rest of our lives, really. And I want this memory sort of an example of how I want all of our meetings to go. You know, I want it to be exciting, good-natured. Maybe there's going to be some free food. I don't know. But I know it'll always be a heck of a lot of fun. So I just want to welcome Spencer to our Ohana and Love you, man, and thank you for letting me speak.
Thank you, David. Spencer, that's how you got to
Yeah, it's a great honor to be his best man. It's truly humbling. I told him a few weeks ago that he's by far the best guy I know, so this may be my greatest life accomplishment up to this point, being his best man. Before I give this toast, I'd like to thank a few people on behalf of the bride and groom. I would like to thank the bridesmaids. You guys look beautiful. You guys did such an amazing job. I'd like to thank Pastor RJ. Is he still here? May have left. Pastor RJ, thank you so much for officiating the wedding. And I'd also like to thank the parents, my parents, Lisa and Jeff, and Mr. and Mrs. Pang for really making this wedding happen. If it weren't for you guys, I'd probably be giving this toast in some broken down barn in Colorado. So thank you guys for this is such a beautiful venue, and it's yeah, just thank all of you guys for being here. It's such a joy to get to celebrate this couple together. There's so many new relationships being made here. It's been a blast. But more than the venue, I'd like to thank Mr. and Mrs. Pang for raising a truly special daughter. The first time I met Hannah was about 3 years ago in New Hampshire. I remember when Spencer called me and told me about Hanna, that he met this girl. She was beautiful and fun and all these things. He was so excited about it, and I could tell there was an element of seriousness in his voice. I could tell right away that like this was serious. This girl, he was super into her. So as a younger brother, and most of you know when you have a close sibling, a close friend, your first emotion you feel is joy. You're excited like for this future, the possibilities of this relationship to develop from a friendship into a committed dating relationship and hopefully marriage. So I was super pumped. I was excited for him. But also as a younger brother, I had some questions. Will she like me? Will Spencer like her more than me? Is this going to change our relationship? Is she the right girl for Spencer? So I had these things going in my mind. I was just super excited to meet her and see what she was like. And so, yeah, a few weeks later, they drove out to New Hampshire. We went out to lunch. And Hannah's so sweet. It was so nice meeting her. But I remember feeling that those fears realized that they had that, someone talked about it, but the nonverbal communication in the front seat, kind of talking back and forth, me at the back. I was a little worried I was going to lose my brother, but it was such a gift from God. I got to spend the whole summer working with Hanna and with Spencer coming to hang out. And yeah, just got to know her for just amazing, sweet, fun girl that she is. It was such a blast getting to know her there. Yeah, I'm just so thankful that you're in Spencer's life. We're so excited to have you as part of our family and get to build memories for years and years to come. So Spencer is my older brother. He's 2 years older than me. So we grew up close through every stage of life. We were together. He's my best friend. Everything we did, we had close groups of friends, similar interests. But I guess I always looked up to Spence. I mean, he's my older brother. Everything he did, the way he dressed, the music he listened to, the things he got into, his different hobbies. I always wanted to be like Spencer. But the older he got, and really like looking through the whole scope of Spencer's life. The thing I love most and admire most about Spencer is the decisions he's made to be closer to Jesus and how that's impacted his life. He's a man of integrity. He's a humble, super humble guy. He's a servant of all. He puts himself below everyone. Those are all just his DNA. Like that's his characteristic. He's hilarious. He thinks about other people before himself. He's aware of his friends and the people in his life and what they're feeling, what their desires are, their passions, their emotions, and he really he puts that first before him. And that's something I've always seen in Spencer and wanted in myself and admired so much. And it's been such a joy just to see Spencer just develop into the man he is today, wholeheartedly pursuing Jesus. I want to. When we worked at this camp, I have a memory that kind of exemplifies this. We were at a chapel service for all the campers, and we were on staff. Spencer came to volunteer for a week, and we were all sitting in the back row with staff, and there was some speaker giving a message. It was a Christian camp, and he had everyone. He said, like, stand up if you want more of Jesus. And all the campers stood up, and all of us staff in the back were just way too cool, just sitting there, kind of chilling. And I saw Spencer out of the corner of my eye, not knowing anyone. He stood up, like he wanted more of Jesus. And that like marked me of like I want that like constant pursuit of Jesus. So it's been such a blessing to see you two walk out this relationship long distance, fully committed to each other, fully submitted to each other, and fully submitted to God. And so excited just to see the life of adventures you guys live with Jesus. It's so exciting. So I don't know if we've done this yet, but we can raise our glasses and toast. Yeah. So congratulations to the new couple, Mr. and Mrs. Spencer and Hannah Hill.
Clink the glass, clink the glass. Clink the, oh, they're already kissing, never mind. Never mind, I beat you guys to it. Thank you, Wes. The first time I met Wes was kind of Hannah's fault. Oh, David got it! David, big business Kang in the house! Yeah! Yeah! No, you keep that. Well, that's kind of...
Thinking about thank yous almost is one of the most important things, the things we're looking forward to the most, to honor those who have helped us get where we are, and we just recognize that by no means is this something that just happened. This is a result of so many amazing people, some of the best people in the world coming alongside of us and pouring into our relationship and encouraging us in tough times and celebrating in the good. And this wedding is just watching it come together with the help of family and friends has been incredible for us. This is a huge gesture. Pang family to see you guys step in for me and just go all in. And my groomsmen, bridesmaids, we just thank you guys for the emotional support you've been to us leading up to this day. We're both kind of shy, and introverts, and there's a lot of people and a lot of stuff going on. We really needed those close people in our life to really speak truth to us and encourage us and just steady us in this time. So just have a few people we wanted to give shout outs to.
So, I guess Sam has already been thanked already, but we just wanted to thank Sam. He just came in last night. He was on a trip and changed his flight to come and MC for us. And so that was just a huge gesture and we really appreciate it. And on that, also AC and Evan, they've been working the sound back here this whole time. And Evan and Mark, and Kainoa and the Gruspies, they all just have really contributed to helping us with the sound and coming early and setting up and carrying all the speakers and everything. So without them, we would have had no music. Well, we would have had the groomsmen singing, but besides that, we would have had no music. So we really appreciate them as well. And then my Uncle Sam, I'm not sure if he's here, but he just helped us so much with the video out front and setting it up, and we had multiple trial runs with the projector and projector screen, and he has just walked us through that whole process. And without him, we would not have had the video showing today. so we really appreciate that as well.
Yeah, special thank you to Annie and Myra for months ago just looking at the centerpieces and beautiful centerpieces you see at each table. That was a result of her experimenting with different things and working with us to figure out what we wanted. And aren't those beautiful? So beautiful. Thank you, Annie and Myra.
And then also Anna Claire, she did all of the beautiful calligraphy signs that you see, and plug in for her business as well. She's awesome. And last but not least, we have a lot of out-of-town guests here today. A lot of people have flown in, and so we just want to recognize them because they've really just helped us and carried us through this whole wedding process. And so would all of our out-of-town guests just stand up. These are friends and family and people who have really invested not only into our lives, but like financially into our lives because we know it's not cheap to fly to Hawaii. So please stand up and be recognized.
And Caitlin, thank you for the most delicious cake. She brought us to her house before and set out a whole tray of like 30 cupcakes with different combos and let us handpick exactly what we wanted. So thank you so much.
So this is the time we're gonna get some boogie down. You already saw Hannah. She's gonna move. Just kidding. We're all gonna dance on our way to the door to see these two off. So, grab your boogie shoes, grab the bubbles, we're gonna make a bubble tunnel, because these guys want to get to Maui, you know what I'm saying? It's that time. They gotta catch a flight, and they're excited. So create a tunnel, and we'll wish them well. You're gonna try and meet as many of you to thank you, but we gotta get them to Maui, you know what I'm saying? Yes. Right? So let's get some music going.
Love you, Mom.
Congratulations.
Thank you.